Have you ever been in a classroom and your teacher asks you to introduce yourself along with a few fun facts like your name, where you're from, where you live, and what your favorite animal is? Well, whenever that happens to me, I'd say my favorite animal is the hummingbird, while half the kids in the classroom say dolphin like that's the default answer. Well, I was thinking, wow, I know all these people's favorite animals, but what about their least favorite? So I asked my friends, and the resounding response was mosquitoes. And don't get me wrong, mosquitoes are horrible. They're annoying, and I guess they transmit all kinds of diseases, but there is nothing that can be worse than the koala. The majority of why koalas are the worst is due to their diet. Now, an animal's diet usually indicates what adaptations a species has and how they operate. Koalas actually have a very unique diet, which consists of eucalyptus leaves and nothing else. Eucalyptus leaves are only eaten by a select few animals, including koalas. This is because eucalyptus leaves are poisonous. Now, despite only eating poisonous food, koalas have somehow adapted over the years to be able to digest these leaves. Now you're probably thinking, hey, that's cool. The koala's doing this cool thing that not many other animals can do. Why are you hating on them? Well, yeah, they can eat eucalyptus leaves, but only if it's on a branch. Now, koalas are stupid. They have one of the smallest brain to body size ratios, which results in some of the dumbest behaviors in nature I've ever seen. If the eucalyptus leaves aren't attached to a branch, a koala would not recognize it as food. That is like if I wouldn't eat a salad unless it was attached to the branch. Wait, that's exactly what it's like. On top of that, eucalyptus leaves actually erode a koala's teeth over time. So koalas barely ever die from old age. They just starve to death because they decided, hey, let me eat this leaf that is poisonous and erodes my teeth, and nothing else at all. And not only are the leaves killing koalas' teeth, they take forever to digest. A koala takes over 4 days to digest eucalyptus leaves. Over 4 days. Just for context, humans can fully digest something in between 24 to 72 hours depending on the food. And we get tons of energy from the food we eat. Eucalyptus leaves, on the other hand, are one of the most inefficient forms of food to exist. They have extremely low nutrition, making eating them a huge waste of time. A koala's entire existence is basically to eat this one leaf over and over and over again. Because of their extreme lack of nutrition, koalas sleep for around 20 hours a day so they can conserve their energy. And for the 4 hours they are awake, they are either eating more useless leaves or finding a mate to spread chlamydia to because, for some reason, they also have a crazy high chlamydia rate. Now, obviously, koalas got here somehow, and the primary reason was to fill that ecological niche, which is to be able to eat eucalyptus leaves because, surprise, surprise, eucalyptus trees are also like one of the worst trees ever. It's just that when evolution pushes an animal right past the point of being able to reproduce, they just stop caring about anything else about the animal, which is why koalas are the way they are. They don't need to be smart or have any cool traits, all they need to do is make babies. And isn't that the purpose of life? On a more personal opinion, I do think koalas are becoming less and less viable as an animal, mostly because of how humans are impacting everything, and if it wasn't for the perceived adorableness, they'd be more endangered than they already are, which makes me really think, how does an animal's cuteness affect the level of conservation? Food for thought, not for koalas.